All right, guys, Connor Ferguson here with Kasey Kahne. Real quick, how are you celebrating the holiday?
What's the holiday?
Kasey Kahne Friday?
Oh, Friday. I forgot about that. Working on the car, getting ready. We had a great high limit owners meeting today, which was really nice to look at, what High Limits has done so far as a group and where we're headed. So the owners, drivers, team members, like everybody that's part of it, all the fans that support it, and just kind of look at all that and learn more about the future and things. So it was a really nice meeting.
And we agreed earlier you're going to give us the minute-by-minute breakdown of what was said in the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
So we were going to try to do infield beers with you. You always end up talking to people and your friends and having a good time after the races, and I'm not shaming you at all for that, but you'll get a lot tougher questions now that I don't have a beer in my hand. So
okay.
I will apologize, but who, I guess the decision to take your car off the road and take your crew and put it on the 49 car here, who was the driver, that decision? I'm sure the conversations were extensive with it, and how difficult of a decision was that to make so close to the Knoxville Nationals?
It was all me, nobody else. I looked at, this is a tough time of the year to do that. We were home for 2 weeks prior to that, but it just got to the point where I feel like I want to make sure Brad Sweet is getting everything that he signed up for. And I just felt like with me being the owner and just needed to be more in charge, more a part of our teams, and just go down to one team, focus on one team with the group that I've worked with this year that I feel very confident, and we have really good communication, and we're just all on the same page. So I thought it was time for that and made that decision, and I've stuck with it, and that's where KKR is right now. We're one team again, and we'll just do everything we can to give Brad and the whole Napa team the best, most consistent, strongest deal we can throughout the rest of this year.
And I think it's paid off, at least through one race so far. You go quick time last night. He led flag to flag in the B and secured, is it third or fourth?
Yeah, fourth
Saturday?
in points. It was just a really solid night. We showed up with a great car. Did a ton of work the last 3 days. Tate, Andrew, Kyler, myself. We just, and then working with Brad, talking closely with Brad, and we just put the time in. And in qualifying, it shows that our Capetta engines are strong and run great. 3/10 there, which was awesome. Felt really good to be quick time again. KKR was quick time at the Nationals often years ago, and so it was cool to do that again. And then just the night, they play out. It's tough. You start 8th in the first heat, and there's a lot. The track's a little narrower. There's more grip. The guys in the front are fast. Like that's every heat, every night. So it's a really tough spot. Brad did a great job to get 6th. We didn't have a good car. It was a little on the free side, and just didn't give him that great of a car. But the nice thing is we were able to run the B by qualifying good. You start up front in the B and then learn some things there, learn some more things in the A. So the night ended up working out really well for us, and we learned a lot, took a lot of notes, and hopefully it'll set us up for a stronger Saturday night.
And when you guys are making these decisions and working on this car, is it a complete team effort? Are you more of the crew chief or more of like a captain figure, if you get what I'm saying, with switching a team and having so many people working? Obviously, they're not working together with new people, but Brad and you guys working as a group.
Yeah. So last night I was mud scraping. I was sweeping the pit out a couple different times. I'm doing anything on the car, anything in the trailer, working with Brad, and the guys are doing the exact same. So we're all on the same page. We're all working together and just getting the most out of each other. And the really nice thing about this, the way it's set up, is Brad is like our guy, and we know how good Brad is, and Brad brings so much to the table as a driver, and like he just understands what he needs. He understands what that feel is, and then a lot of things about the car. So just listen to him, work with him, and just try to give him what he needs, and that's our goal, and that's all we're trying to do.
And that driver feedback is just so integral, especially in a race like this, in a week like this, and with a race that has a halftime break that you might make some adjustments in the middle.
Yeah, and that break is crucial. Like you can be really good to that break and really good after it. for sure, and probably not make many changes, but you may need to make a few changes there. So being prepared, and whether it's with tires, just anything, going into that. So thinking ahead and just trying to be the most prepared we can for hot laps, the start of the A main, and then once we get to that halfway point, making the right decisions for the final half.
Do you like the break, or do you want it to be 30 laps?
I seriously like 40 lap races or 35 lap races, but I don't like a break in between. I'd rather, to me, a sprint car race, get as many laps as you can on the amount of fuel you have, make sure that we don't have to have fuel stops, all things that have been talked about for years, but never really, I don't know if we just have never made that decision to have the right amount of fuel in these cars to do that. But yeah, 50s, it's just a different race. You're kind of racing to 25 and then another 25. And if they don't throw the caution, if they throw it on 22 or throw it on 28.
I think they should throw it at the end of 25 every single time.
That completely changes the race by having a 20-lap run at the end or a 30-lap run. So yeah, it's interesting. You don't know exactly how it's going to go. At least I don't think so. And you just have to be prepared and ready for all of it.
And last thing about Brad, then I want to get to your career a little bit and touch on some stuff. But he starts on the second row. I think this is one of the best starting spots at least he's had since he won Nationals. Have you talked to him about kind of the ease of having such a good night and what that will do for him, a spot that far ahead on Saturday?
We haven't really talked about that yet. I saw a lot of confidence in Brad last night. He drove perfect all night long. Everything he did, and it was fun to watch him. He did it those first 5 laps of that A main, just every time a car would move, he was there. And that's so hard to do, to put yourself in those positions, and he did that. So he got us to the front and to the top 10, which was great. And yeah, he's done this long enough. He started on the pole in the Red Bull car with my brother years ago.
Really?
And then,
okay.
Yeah, the year Joey ended up getting hurt, and then Brad got in, and they were strong that year too. And he was strong with Lee Stauffer. Him and Eric won it here in 18. He's been very successful at Knoxville over the years. So I think we just give him a good car. He's gonna do everything he can to get another Nationals win.
I was gonna say he had a bigger smile on his face later in the week than he did earlier. So
yeah, for sure. He had a smile last night, so that was good to see.
Yeah. So back to Kasey Kahne and yourself coming up through the ranks, and I don't know how big of a baseball fan you are. I kind of compare a lot of people to Chris Bryant because that was kind of the peak of my Cubs fandom. The owner has turned me off of it, and I've gone all the way back down the mountain.
Right.
But how big of a prospect he was when he showed up reminds me of your name in the mid-2000s and everything I've read about it. What was it like when you were coming up through the ranks and getting that notoriety at such a young age, and they were making commercials with women staring at you running into fuel gas stations?
I had a blast. I loved everything I was able to do in NASCAR, and early on with Ray Evernham and Dodge, and then the Allstate, the commercials you're talking about. That was the Allstate stuff. That was fun. I didn't even know how to, the commercials was new to me. All that stuff was new to me. I just wanted to kind of drive and focus on racing, but I ended up enjoying it as time went. And when I look back, I'm like, man, I wish I would have tried to enjoy it even more. But those days went by really quick, and had a pretty successful run in NASCAR, and just really enjoyed the cars and enjoyed the feel of those cars, and trying to get that feel, working with the groups that I was able to work with over the years, and race for the car owners. And we had great sponsors, partners, throughout all of it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every bit of it, and it was cool just how when you look back and there's just so many people that helped make all that possible. And it starts with my parents and then moves up to everyone who helped along the way. But yeah, it was a neat process and really fun to look back and think about.
Was there ever a situation close to one of the Allstate commercials? Did you have women running after you and screaming and stuff like that?
Those were exaggerated, but
I figured after they aired, there'd probably be a little bit more.
Yeah, but one thing when I was with Budweiser, they just did, like a lot of bars you would go into, or
Yeah, I sent you that picture,
like,
one close to
yeah,
my
you would
place.
see,
Yeah.
you know, they promoted so well with the NASCAR things those days, and I was their driver in NASCAR for those 3 years. So, yeah, those days you would walk around and, you know, you would see a lot of people, or they would see you and talk and have fun. So those are like really fun days for sure. The Budweiser, the Red Bull, both those years, or all, you know, 4 of those years were great.
Well, what's the weirdest piece of merchandise you've seen with either your face or name on it that you didn't know about? Probably when it happened, maybe it was one that was made by someone random.
I mean, there's so many different things over the years, but somewhere Tanner's mom found, there's a lunchbox he has of mine. He doesn't use it, I don't think, but he does have a lunchbox that was pretty cool that, you know, I never saw, but I would say the crock pot.
Okay.
There's a crock pot at one point, and I thought that was
I'm gonna look for this on
kinda
eBay for
wild,
next
but
year.
yeah,
try
crock pot's
to give me
pretty
a Kasey Kahne crock pot.
yeah.
That'd be fantastic. Other than that, coming through NASCAR and your career with that, and I want to give you your afternoon back and thank you for taking the time, but Brickyard 400 win is my favorite memory of watching you growing up as a fan. What was your favorite, I guess, memory in NASCAR? You can pick, probably you could pick a dirt race, you know, but what's your favorite memory of I guess, the 2010s?
Yeah, I would say in the NASCAR stuff was, the Brickyard was great. We were so close there early on in my career, like very strong there, and
I
never ended
for
up.
Gordon those years.
Yeah, never ended up winning. Jeff won, Tony won, but really strong at those ones. And then to win in 17, and we were more in the middle of the pack that day, and then all the cycles switched from strategy, and once I was in front, my car was better than everyone's. Like one of the best, you know, it's crazy how fast it was out front. So then you just feels great, and to pull that off was really cool. But winning at Sonoma with Kenny Francis, that was always like a highlight, because that was a race that I really would have never thought I could win at. Was a road course.
I was going to ask you how many you got in your career, because you were racing when it was 2 a year.
Yeah, but I never won a road. I only
that was the only
course.
one, right? Yeah.
And then we started running really well at Sonoma after that, qualifying good, qualified better at Watkins Glen, things like that. But that was just more difficult for me. So to win that one was awesome with Kenny, and then 600 with Hendrick Motorsports, Rick Hendrick early on, the ones with Evernham. Like, just there was a lot of really, you know, great wins and fun times for sure. But yeah, Sonoma was like an unknown. Like, I was just not. I wouldn't have thought I could win at that one, and we did, and we were very strong that race. So yeah, that would be the top highlight.
All right, and then last thing, Knoxville Nationals. How big has this event gotten, and what was it like winning it back in 2018?
Just, you know, to me, it just keeps growing.
Right.
You know, sprint car racing is growing. I feel like the high limit series and what they're doing and how they're doing it, how they're presenting it to the fans and to the audiences with flow and things it's great, and it's growing sprint car racing. So yeah, very, very cool. I was looking at the crowd Wednesday night, and
I was
to
shocked.
me that was impressive, you know, for a Wednesday night show. And
I think last year, it is Friday now, so if you're watching this afterwards, just to date it, but I think last year they were 500 away from selling out Friday night, so I'm hopeful that they at least get closer this year.
Yeah.
Maybe we see us out.
Yeah, it just looked great. So yeah, I think, you know, Knoxville is very difficult because everybody shows up. You know, the teams, the drivers, you have all your best equipment, you know, and you just put it all out there. And so it's very tough to win. We won one. You know, Brad got it done in 18, and it was so cool to watch him, and he held off Donnie, who had won so many prior to that. So that was...
We're still in the age of, like, it's Donnie shots against everyone else.
Yeah, and Brad, all the pressure was on him in the final restart, and Donnie's right there, and Brad he did it. So that was just a really fun night to see that, and watch him and his whole team get that done.
Awesome. That's Kasey Kahne. I'm Connor Ferguson. Stay tuned for the rest of the night. We got some cool stuff coming.